Hey guys, what is up? It is Matt Talks Politics back here again for another video. Yes, it has been 3 months since I put up a video. I do apologize, but with the coming of a new year in just a short 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to be back on a pretty consecutive basis, I think, at this point. Um, I do plan to make videos on a regular basis. I'm not going to commit myself to a schedule at this time, but I will. I'm just going to basically play it by ear here. But I do love the world of politics, and I believe this channel is a great way to express opinions and make I have a really fun time making predictions and making maps and alternate history. So what we're going to do here is today at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning on December 15th, 2018 at 1:56 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to do an electoral college prediction for the 2020 election, which is a little under 2 years away. But I do think it's a time where you can really still make predictions because after the midterms, we have a better idea of how things are going to go. I think in 2020. So I picked for my first video back, I did pick Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota, and I do believe she's really one of the best Democrats that they can put out in 2020, and it's mainly due to I think that Amy Klobuchar is just a really great candidate overall. Um, I just think she's definitely one to look out for, and I think she's a really good choice for 2020 if the Democrats go in this route, because we need someone obviously who can win the Midwest back, which is a very important part of the map. Because without the Midwest, they're not going to win the election. I just don't really see a path to 270 without the Midwest involved. So I mean, if you cannot have a person really lose Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Ohio, or Minnesota and win the election. The Democrats just could not do it. So I think this is a very good candidate to do so. I do apologize if I sound tired and if I sound weird, but it is 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not going to do any leaning or likely states for this map. I'm just going to do call them for each candidate, go over it, and then we'll predict, and then we'll discuss the map briefly as it's over. So first, I'm going to do safe states for Amy Klobuchar. Obviously, California, the West Coast. These are states that she'd obviously carry, along with Hawaii. The state of New Mexico, I think would be a very safe state. Obviously, her home state of Minnesota, Illinois, and then New York, the East Coast, up this whole East Coast, she'd obviously carry very easily. Vermont she'll carry, and Maine she'll carry all except the 2nd District, which will leave that blank for now. And really, besides that, I could put Virginia. Okay, I'm gonna put Virginia as a safe state because I believe it kind of sort of is for the Democrats at least at this point. Then we'll go Donald Trump. I'm gonna leave Montana and North Dakota blank for now. All Nebraska except the 2nd. Texas will go to Trump. I'm not going to say Texas is a toss-up state. I just don't believe it is in this map. Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, and Alaska is a safe state as well. I will fill it in, but I think Montana could get a little closer, and so could North Dakota. In Georgia, I don't really think Georgia will be too close this time. I mean, it'd be close, but I don't see it getting called for the Democrats. So we have 213 for Amy Klobuchar and 179 for Donald Trump. Where can the margin make up? First of all, let's get rid of these districts. Nebraska, I think this could be a little closer. I do think Trump would probably end up edging it out, though. As with the same thing with Maine, I think Klobuchar would probably edge out this 2nd District as well in Maine and carry the whole state because I think she's the candidate that could do so. Also, same with New Hampshire. I think that would stay blue with Amy Klobuchar and the Democrats. Now let's go out west for a second because I think Colorado would be a fairly easy state to carry. Arizona would be close, but I do think Trump would still end up carrying Arizona in this particular map. Nevada, I think Klobuchar would carry that well enough, at least by 1 or 2%, to carry Nevada. So basically, we have the Hillary Clinton map, basically minus the 2nd District, or addition to the 2nd District. So it's 233 to 191. where is Trump going to make the margin here? Well, he's going to win North Carolina. That's not going to be an issue. I also say Trump carries Florida, and basically that puts him over Klobuchar right now. I just feel like Florida. Rick Scott won the Senate race. The Republicans won the governor's race. I just feel like the state is kind of turning more Republican, but then again, it's such a there's such close margins. It's kind of hard to tell, but it all comes down to the Midwest in this election, which it basically always does. I do think though, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin would, I would say, pretty handily switch back to Democrats, giving Amy Klobuchar the election at 279 already to Trump's 235. The question is, how well can she do in the Rust Belt, and how well can she flip more states, including Iowa and Ohio? And I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I think that Iowa would flip. I don't think it would take a real lot to flip Iowa. Trump won the state by quite a bit. It comes down to Ohio. And this is a very hard state to predict. I'm going to go on a limb here, though. I'm going to say Ohio goes to Amy Klobuchar. And I'm going to say she wins Ohio narrowly. I'm going to say by a point, 1 to 2 points. It's going to be a narrow victory because Trump has a very good performance in Ohio. So I think she would have a hard time winning it, but she'd still be able to do it. And, it would be a pretty good election victory, in my opinion. She's not going to be destroying Trump in a landslide victory. But the final map being 303 at Trump's 235 is a pretty good showing for the Democrats if this was a real 2020 election. I definitely think this map, favors the Democrats with Amy Klobuchar, especially up in the Rust Belt, because without the Rust Belt victories, Klobuchar wouldn't be able to win this election. And she needs these states. And this is the whole thing. The Democrats need the Rust Belt. There's really no path without it. And I think Amy Klobuchar is one of the best candidates to win the election through the Rust Belt, which is the best way to do it. I think Florida's going to be tough. Texas is going to be tough. North Carolina is going to be tough. Arizona maybe is possible, but it just depends on who the candidate is. But this is kind of how I'd see this map placing. So Amy Klobuchar does win, and she does beat Donald Trump 303 to 235. Trump did a fairly well showing, getting to over 235 electorals, which is a very good number in my opinion, as well. So it was still a fairly close election. There wasn't a lot of there wasn't a blowout in the sense that there was no landslide. Basically, the best way to put it. So guys, that's about it for tonight's video. I will see you guys tomorrow, or technically later today, because I do plan to do another video on Saturday in the afternoon at some point. So look out for that. Hope you guys enjoyed my return video. I am back here on this channel, and it's 2:03 in the morning. I think it's time I have to hit the hay and go to bed because I'm about to pass out right now. But thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.